Hey there everybody, happy Facebook Friday. My name is Polli and I'm the owner of Polli Properties at KW, Vermont. And we try to go live every Friday around noon and either highlight one of our listings or we do a different topic each week regarding real estate. So this week I thought that we would talk about for sale by owners. It's a hot topic and pretty timely because we tend to see a fair amount of for sale by owners in our market. So as always, if you have any questions, feel free to chat those as we go, or if you want to just pick up the phone, give us a call, or send us a text or email. We're happy to discuss further and hear your other ideas for different topics in the future. So this topic of for sale by owners was prompted by a conversation that I had with a for sale by owner over the weekend. So I spoke with a for sale by owner in the New North End, and she was sharing with me that she has sold about 3 homes on her own. And, you know, it really got me thinking as to the whole topic of why would someone want to do a for sale by owner? And what are the pros and cons of that? Because there's certainly pros and cons regarding that decision. So, you know, my conversation with her went something like this. She said, you know, Elise, I have sold 3 homes over the years. I know how to do it. I can do it. And I'm going to put my house on the market in the spring. So my question to her was, okay, well, how are you determining value? I know as a real estate agent, it took me a good, 12 plus months before I could really firmly grasp how our market works and how to properly price a home. So if this is someone who's only done it sporadically over the years, how are they coming up with value? And her answer was that she consulted a real estate agent. So she met with an agent this past summer and got the price from that person. So then, my mind goes to, well, if you got that market analysis in the summer, is that relevant today? The answer is no. That data is no longer relevant. Our market changes on a daily, if not weekly basis. So, this is not just me anecdotally sharing that information. We also have some stats to back that up. So the National Association of Realtors did a report for 2020. They found on average that for sale by owners were listing their homes around 217,000. Now that's not our market. Keep in mind that's across the nation. And on average, those homes were selling at 242,000. So that's a pretty big gap, right? Between the for sale by owner listing at 217 and the experienced, trained, knowledgeable agent selling the homes at 242. So they're finding that on average, for sale by owners are leaving quite a bit of money on the table. So the other thing that an agent can do besides properly pricing your home is they can give that advice as far as when is the right time to list your home. So again, just reflecting on this conversation I had with this for sale by owner over the weekend, she said, well, we're going to list in the spring. Well, why? Why would you want to list in the spring when right now our prices are the most elevated we've experienced in a really long time in our market, especially in Burlington and the New North End? So to me, I think there's this gap in communication as far as someone being capable of selling their own home, but being knowledgeable is a whole nother thing as far as our market. Can this person sell her own home? Yes, she can sell her own home. Is she potentially leaving a lot of money on the table and not necessarily putting it on the market at the right time? I'd say pretty likely, right? I always think back to this funny story that I had a used car that I wanted to sell. And you all know my husband, Jamie. He said, Elise, you're going to sell your own car? And I said, yeah, I'm going to sell my own car. And then he said, you know nothing about cars. Okay, that's really accurate. I don't know anything about cars. And so I was not the expert in that situation to be selling a car or pricing it accurately or even knowing anything about it. So let's dig in a little bit more about what we're experiencing in this market. So at this time last year, we had a 14-month supply of inventory. What that means is if we were to sell all the homes that we had in our inventory, it would take about 14 months. So that's a big inventory. That's a lot of choices for a buyer. Right now, we have a 4-month supply of inventory. So that's a pretty dramatic shift. And what that shift means is that it's a seller's market. So again, with the for sale by owner, this is the time. You know, if someone says, I want to wait till spring, and they don't really have any, reasons for that other than they think that's what they should be doing, I would say this is one of the advantages of going with an agent and having them help you with that timeline. So we talked about more money in your pocket. The other thing that we're going to do is we're going to really qualify any buyer that comes in the door. Especially during COVID, you don't want to have people coming in your home who aren't qualified, don't have a pre-approval. I find that most for sale by owners don't know what to look for in a pre-approval letter. And or the most common story that we hear is that someone might easily sell their home or get it under contract as a for sale by owner, but then they call us and say that the deal fell apart. So why are those deals falling apart? Well, chances are that there's some emotions involved. Let's say that the for sale by owner has a home inspection and a lot of items come up. As a real estate agent, it's not my home. I don't take that stuff personally. So we're able as the agent between the buyer and seller to take those emotions out of it and therefore have a higher retention rate of bringing that listing to the closing table. So having it actually close. The other thing that we note and see quite frequently again is just that the for sale by owner doesn't know how to read a pre-approval letter or know how to truly qualify a buyer. So they might go under contract, but then the deal falls apart due to buyer financing. So again, a reason to use an agent in that scenario. And then also we're able to leverage more offers. So I think that the National Association of Realtors has a stat that it's about 75% of buyers prefer to use an agent. So it's really likely that the buyer is going to want to have an agent. And when you have people using MLS, so the multiple listing service, and other agents showing the home, you're going to get more showings, right? So if you're just on, let's say, a Zillow or a Craigslist, you have a limited pool of buyers to look at your home as a for sale by owner. But when you list with an agent, our listings syndicate to over 300 different websites. So anywhere that there are eyeballs on a listing, we're getting those eyeballs, we're capturing them, we're converting them into showings, which is converting into a higher number of offers. So I think I had shared in prior chats that our last listing, we got 11 offers on it. That was the home in Jericho. I just heard from a for sale by owner that had a very, very desirable house in Burlington in the New North End that they had their home on Zillow and they only got one offer. So that's a really good indicator of why when you list a home, you're going to get more eyeballs, more showings, more offers, potentially to leverage a higher price for your home, especially with a single family home, because those are so desirable right now and few and far between. And then the other thing is that we're going to save you a lot of, we talked about saving you money, right? And we're going to save you a lot of time. So we're going to have all those systems in place to go to the town office, get those town documents. We're going to have that home stager to stage the home and make sure it looks amazing in the photos. We're going to have that professional real estate photographer. We're going to get that listing out on 300 plus websites. And then also our marketing team is going to market the heck out of that listing to make sure that we are leveraging that for you. So certainly let us know if you have any other thoughts, questions about being a for sale by owner versus listing with an agent. We have quite a few former for sale by owners as past clients who tried selling their homes by themselves and quickly realized how much work it was and that they weren't getting qualified buyers, and or like I said, they would have deals fall apart, and then they came to us, were able to sell their homes quickly and more likely higher than they originally had planned. So if you ever want to talk to one of those as a reference, let us know. We're happy to share that contact information and recommendations from past clients. All right, I hope you all have a great Valentine's Day and weekend, and we look forward to seeing you next Friday. All right, bye.